Okay, shalom family. Right now, we still have a lot of green beans that are constantly coming in over here on the climbing, the pole type green bean plants. Okay, they're still coming in over here. So we're not going to bother these just yet because we've already picked out what we're going to have for dinner today. And so these can just stay until we're ready to eat them. But what we are going to be doing, you see all of these right here, these are the ones that are the pole type. You see they climb on the fence here and they just kind of make their way all around. They're all over this pole here on both sides. You can see them. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to leave the pole beans on. And what we are going to do right now, look at my pretty basil there, seeding up right there, seeding up on the top. We've been trying to get as much of the basil as we can. You know, there's only so many hours in the day. Okay, but we're going to let that seed up because we'll be able to save those seeds for next year's planting, and hopefully we'll be planting at the land by then. But yeah, look at all those good seeds forming for us. But what I'm about to go over now is all of these tires. All summer long they have been producing green beans because we kind of like planted in various stages of the summer. So even when some plants die out, other seeds were already put into the ground so that they could come up like right after them. Now this right here, of course, this isn't green beans. This is more basil. Look at how big that basil plant is. And it's also seeding up for us. We got that noisy dog over there, so you're going to have to excuse him. But what we are about to do, me and the children, we are about to clear these tires out. They are like on their last stages of producing. When you don't see any more flowers forming on them, they're pretty much done with producing. So we've already taken the green beans, the last of the green beans off of these, and taken those into the house, in which we're probably going to put those down in some soup or something, or green bean casserole. But these we're going to go ahead and clear out so that we can let these rest over the winter. Normally I would plant something in these, but we've been so busy doing other things, going back and forth to the land and all of that other stuff, that I don't really think I want to put anything in these over the winter. We'll just let these rest till the spring. Just clear them out, get them down to the soil, and that'll be that. So Benjamin, he's going to go ahead and start taking some of these plants out and just putting them in the wheelbarrow there so we can carry them out, maybe to the chicken yard. Okay. What we are going to have plenty of this winter, in which we've already started planting in certain areas. You see greens are starting to come up. Those are my mustards right there, and those are mustard spinach there. Some of the seedlings in other areas, you can see them coming through. Let me come over here closer. Okay, that's a turnip plant. But you see these right here, they're starting to come up. Usually what happens is in the fall, these things they just kind of take over wherever you plant them. So we're trying to get them going while it's still warm. Once they're going, they're going. You see, so we have our little seedlings that we put in. Okay, but these are more greens. I like to have plenty of greens for the fall, so that's what you see here. We have a lot of tomato plants that are still kind of doing their thing, in which when we need them, we just come out and grab them. Okay, we just come out and grab them. And any of those that kind of rot on the vines, we take those off and give them to the chickens. The chickens can always eat whatever we don't. You see, there's tomato plants all over the yard, so we have an abundance of them. and we just grab what we need as we need it. I have another area over here. This bed has seeds in it too, but they haven't come through yet. We need cooler weather. Usually what happens is they kind of pop through when the weather really starts to get cool. Okay, here's another area where we have greens planted. Now these were directly sown into the ground. This is not a raised bed. But yeah, you see all of the seedlings starting to come through on this one here. But there's going to be an overabundance of greens. These are turnip greens that we planted in this area. They always do so well every fall. And I don't know if some of you all remember, but last year we had some really big turnips. And I, for one, love turnips. I absolutely love them. And so, yeah, we have a lot in this area that have already started to pop through. And so I'm thankful that next week we're going to start to see some of that cooler weather. Very thankful for that. So again, just making our way around. We haven't been out here as much this year at all. Like I said, we've been working on a number of different projects, and so we haven't been out there as much this year at all. Any of you who have seen our garden in the past, I mean, we've always had a lot going on, but this year things have been kind of slow and light. But we have been planting and doing what we can here and there, and kind of focusing on the things that we absolutely love, like the green beans. And I love greens. For some reason, my greens don't always do well in the summer. I was really surprised when I went up to Michigan, and my brother-in-law, his collard greens, in which they usually do well in the fall and spring and the winter, but his were doing extremely well. And maybe it's because Michigan weather is not as warm as it is here, but I was really surprised to see how healthy they were in the middle of the summer. But again, it's our turn now. I love my mustard greens. I absolutely love mustards and turnips and collards mixed. And so we've seen some that have popped through a lot faster than others. Whenever I see greens where they're spaced out like this, I don't worry too much, because some seeds don't take right away, especially if it's too hot. But some of them are strong enough to where they just pop on through regardless of what the weather is feeling like, you see. But usually what happens is the beds fill up in the fall, and you just have greens on top of greens, and more than you can shake a stick at. And so that's what we're gearing up for now. Like I've showed the areas where the seedlings are already starting to form and come through. And thankfully we're about to exit out of this warmer weather, and there's some over there too. We're about to exit out of this warmer weather to where we can be able to enjoy these more and more. This bed right here, these all came back from last year. What this is a Swiss chard. We allowed them to seed up. We've already gathered our seeds, but if you leave Swiss chard planted, even though you have some of these dead leaves, they start to grow all over again. They'll just keep on reforming. You see these little small ones here? They'll just keep on reforming. So we just left it in the ground. There's no need to take it up. They'll even come back next year. As a matter of fact, these are last year's plants. We've already gotten the bigger leaves off, but if you keep it planted, they will continue to sprout for you. When it's warmer, they don't do as well, but when the fall comes, they will start to give you some good pretty leaves all over again. So we just leave them in the ground and let them come back. Okay, we're going to do things a lot differently when we go to the land. We're going to have a whole new technique. You can continue just taking those plants out and putting them in the wheelbarrow over there. We're going to have a whole different technique of doing things. We're going to use a lot of the native soil. We will have some raised beds, but we're going to work with the native soil. Okay, great. We'll take those inside. He's finding more beans on the plants. Even though we are taking them up, he is finding more beans. So we will go ahead and put these in our bowl in the house, and he'll continue to take these up. Like I said, we're going to let these tires rest. Okay. Let's go over here real quick to another area, just on the other side. Pardon me? Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. Just on the other side of the peach tree here, we have another area that we've planted some greens in, and they're starting to come through as well. And so, from the looks of things, we will have plenty of greens when the fall sets in. Okay. We have to get out here and do some de-weeding. That's another thing too. The way we're going to be doing things, we watched that Back to Eden documentary, and it was awesome. It was awesome. So thankful to the young couple that shared that with us at the event earlier this year. So thankful to them. We've watched that, and we are going to watch it again. And basically, we're going to utilize some of their techniques once we get to the land, so that you don't have to do as much de-weeding and as much watering and all that kind of stuff. You'll have a more sustainable garden system. And I've seen what they've done, and it's very impressive, very impressive. And so I'm looking forward to trying out those techniques. You see the little flowers there on the basil? You have to let the bees come and fertilize those. You see, I love to see them in action. They're just going from plant to plant, just doing their thing. And as you see, there are going to be a lot of seeds produced from this here plant here. And we still got tons and tons of basil yet to harvest. This plant is a little different than the other one. There are different varieties of basil. Okay, as you see right here, you see those are smaller leaves. I'm going to take you to one of our other basil plants over here. That's good. Take you to one of our other basil plants that have much larger leaves. We've actually already harvested a lot of the larger leaves and dried them and put them in storage. Okay, trying to. Now we've had some really large leaves. These are just medium sized, but some of the larger leaves, I'm telling you, they were pretty big. Let me see if this one over here have some of the larger leaves. Like I said, we've already harvested a great deal of them. I mean, that was a little bit bigger, but we've had some like 3 to 4 times that size. But that's still pretty good. It's a nice basil leaf right there, but we've had some much bigger than that. Much bigger. Okay. As a matter of fact, we've got to get out here and get some more of these leaves off before we get a cold snap. Once a cold snap hits, the plant dies. And so we don't want to mess up our plant there. We want to get as many off as we can. And of course, takes time to do these things. You're trying to squeeze so many different things in a day, and it can get pretty hectic sometimes. This is why we're going to be looking forward to all the help that we'll get from those who are wanting to live the farm life on the land with us, and do what it is we all must do to sustain our living. I'm going to go ahead and eat this piece of basil. That's good. Very good. Well, anyway, we are going to finish clearing out these tires. So I'm going to say shalom for now. Love you, family. And I will see you later. Well, you'll see me later. Shalom.
Where will I put this stuff in?
Shalom, family. I'm going to give him some instructions on where to dump all of that. Shalom.